If you ask me, Sean Spicer deserves a raise. Can you imagine having to get up every morning and putting up with knuckleheads like this guy? If you want to know why the media has the lowest approval rating of any profession, watch this video and you'll know why. You know what? He's the type of guy that you pray to God doesn't sit next to you at the dinner table and begins talking, because you know he's never going to shut up and he doesn't make a lick of sense. Anyways, let's get on to the video.
Phil, this is like the fourth time I've asked an answer.
No, but this is a different context.
I understand that, Phil. I've asked
directly about.
I understand that, and I've said exactly what Senator Ayotte said about it. I don't know how many times you can ask. Yeah,
It was only about.
I understand. Thank you. Yeah.
Sean, I'm going to continue on this line despite what's happening there. Why isn't the White House, why isn't the President concerned about the influence or the appearance of the influence on the independent judiciary?
Why isn't he? He is free to speak his mind. Where has this outrage been for the last 100 years? There has been.
Obama administration or any previous administration. I'm talking about this president.
I understand, and the president has. The part of the reason the president got elected is because he speaks his mind. He doesn't hold it back. He's authentic, and he's not going to sit back. I think when he feels very passionately about something as much as the executive order, he was doing it to make sure Americans were safe. The order, the U.S. Code, is crystal clear on this. I think I've read it for like 3 days in a row. And it can't be any clearer how much authority it gives the president to do what he can to keep it safe. He's concerned that he's doing what he can to keep this country safe, and there's been a lot of activity to stand in the way. So I'm not sure how many more times I can read the code to you, but 8 U.S. Code 1182.
Talking about it is not how the judicial process works.
Thank you. You've asked the question now 8 times.
One more, I'd like to ask you, about a different set of comments that have been
I understand. Thank you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That have been made, Sean, also from Kellyanne Conway earlier this week.
Let him go.
She's going to wish she never said that. You're about to hear the stupidest question you will ever hear in your lifetime.
Earlier from this week, you said this is in context of the Nordstrom, and not about what she was counseled about, but about something she said to CNN earlier this week, is that the president doesn't comment on everything. And so I want to contrast the president's repeated statements about Nordstrom with the lack of comments about some other things, including, for example, the attack on Quebec Mosque and other similar environments. Why is the president, when he chooses to...
Do you know, hold on, before, because you just brought that up, I literally stand at this podium and opened a briefing a couple days ago about the president expressing his condolences.
This guy suffers from Trump derangement syndrome so bad. I actually have the clip for you. Here, watch.
Welcome back. Great to see everybody. Thank you all for coming. It's great to see the interest is still there. I want to start off by noting that the president got off the phone just a short time ago with Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau to discuss the vicious attack on a Quebec City mosque last night. The president offered his condolences as well as his thoughts and prayers to the victims and their family, and to all Canadians. This is another senseless act of violence that cannot be tolerated. The President also pledged to support the Canadian Police and Intelligence Service in any way necessary. Prime Minister Trudeau was extremely appreciative, and he was also cautious to draw conclusions on the motives at this stage of the investigation, and the President shared those thoughts. Canadian law enforcement officials are actively investigating this matter. We condemn this attack in the strongest possible terms. It's a terrible reminder of why we must remain vigilant and why the President is taking steps to be proactive rather than reactive when it comes to our nation's safety and security. We are, of course, praying for those injured in the attack and are keeping in close contact with officials in Quebec and Canada. We're moving into a quick recap of the events of the past few days. I literally opened the briefing about it. So for you to sit there and say, I know. So why are you asking why he didn't do it when I literally stood here and did it?
Statement.
I don't understand what you're asking.
Kellyanne's comment were about that the president doesn't have time to tweet about everything.
Right.
He's tweeting about this.
Right.
He's not tweeting about something else.
You heard right. A White House reporter asked, why is he tweeting about this but not something else? Does it get any more ludicrous? Well, let's get back to the video. Just a little bit left.
came out here and actually spoke about it and said the president spoke.
President's time.
What are you? You're equating me addressing the nation here in a tweet? I don't. I mean, that's the silliest thing I've ever heard. Okay, this is silly. Okay, next.